Hi everyone, Armor King TV21 here with another guide for Armor King. And today the guide is supposed to cover the more intermediate things about Armor King, but I did fail to meet some expectations within the beginner's guide because it seemed more like a combo showcase, unfortunately. So I'm going to start off with talking to you guys about formulating your guys' game plan with Armor King. Armor King is a character that is more focused and centered around poking and also creating space between you and your opponent. See, as you notice here, he has moves that will put him at a more advantageous situation, but as you can see, a lot of these moves have great pushback. Down forward 1-2 is a great example of this. Down forward 4, being one of Armor King's best pokes, keeps Armor King at a decent range. As you can see here, King gets hit by down forward 1, and in response to this, blocks the down forward 4. Now he could respond to this by sidestepping and paying attention to how you play. So, exactly what you're going to want to do with Armor King, especially in Tekken 8, is create some spacing opportunities between you and your opponent. There are plenty of moves that will help you take advantage of this. He does have moves like Standing 4, which has a really wide berth. Like, look at that. That's a great move. Down forward 4, super good. And what makes Standing 4 really good is that this is now a Magic 4 in this game. We'll be going over like combos and everything later on, but as you can tell, Armor King has a very strong poke game, like down 4 per example, down 3, down forward 1, which I did go over slightly, but the whole point of this is to tell you that Armor King does have decent pokes and also very good counter hits. Now, his counter hits aren't no counter hit punching paragon like King, where he can back 1-2 and stuff like that. But the very interesting thing about Armor King is that they've made immense improvements to his moves, such as like back 1-2. This used to be a solid commit string, and now you can actually fully hit confirm it in this game. Really strong. And once you hit confirm it, you can actually press forward to go into stance. Bad Jaguar. See, the whole point of Bad Jaguar is it is supposed to be a means to be able to pressure your opponent. So this is a stance pressure character, but it's not as stance pressury as you would expect him to be. He can just do forward neutral 2 and then do nothing. He can just do back 1-2 and then do nothing. Because, as you can see, he does actually have decent block frames, especially with back 1-2. So, back 1-2 and going into stance, he is just +8 on regular hit. But, as you can tell, the stance frames kind of change the amount of frames or plus frames that you have with Armor King. So you do have to understand that not all of your stance options are going to be tracking. Armor King as a character is very, his plus frames are very, focused on certain things, right? See, as you'll see, this is only +7, and this is good. This is a great poke, and so is this, right? The whole point is that everything in his moveset has a purpose for it. So, as you'll know, down 2 is 17 frames. As a good frame trap for your opponent here, you're going to want to focus on doing things like this. So, let's say, for example, King here is going to do a standing 2, okay? So, what you're going to do is you do down forward 1 into standing 2. Look at that. Now you're in a situation where you are +17 and you get anything under the sun guaranteed. And that, my friends, would also include Dark Upper. Now, we're not going to go into the details or combo portions of this because it's not what is absolutely important. Armor King, as I've stated, is a very poke-oriented character, and that means that a lot of his moves, he functions almost exactly like Kazuya Mishima. If you guys are very aware of the Kazuya and Mishima Gameplan, they have a wave dash in order to reorient themselves to focus his, more or less to focus his offense on the character he's facing. But, you know, being aggressive with Armor King is kind of detrimental because you have moves like Magic 4 that can keep him at bay, depending on the character that you're fighting. Magic 4s have almost been done away with, so, with the exception of, you know, Armor King getting one. Which is actually really strange that a Mishima-like character has a strong Magic 4 like this. But more about that at 11. Now, something to really take advantage of with Armor King and in general is his general plus frames, and paying attention to the moves that give you these plus frames while also paying attention to the moves that give you good pushback. As you can see, this move right here, down forward 3, is extremely strong to use, especially against characters like King, because King will probably try to do a back 1 in order to catch you doing anything outside of this. And if he decides to whiff his back 1 for your approach, as he'll know that you're -5 on block, you can actually whiff punish him with a dark upper. The whole name of the game with Armor King is to be able to whiff punish your opponent while also mixing them with your forward neutral 2 into Bad Jaguar, or with your while standing 3-1. Now, while standing 3-1 is a really strong 13-frame punish, and it's something that you guys really should get into your head about knowing with the character, because there are characters with really extremely annoying lows like King, where you can absolutely hit confirm this move right here. Really strong move. And it's really strong, and this move here has its own added mental frames to it. The first hit is actually, the first hit for while standing 3 is safe on block too, so you're going to want to take advantage of that. And the cool part is, because you are -6 on block here, you'll actually, this will be enough to encourage your opponent to want to press in between the string. I've caught a few people doing that beforehand already, so I just want you guys to know about that. Now, a more intermediate thing to talk about here is that Armor King's Bad Jaguar stance and its options. So, if you do end up hitting somebody with a counter hit, you get follow-up options with forward neutral 2 on counter hit. The same goes for down forward 2-1. You see that? You have 11 frames? Let me see. Yeah, so ooh, that's really good. So forward neutral 2 here, 1-2, and with down forward 1-2 here, you get all of these really, you know, powerful options coming out of these counter hits. Now, not every counter hit is going to be oriented this way, but you do have down 2 with Armor King giving while standing 3-1. And as I showcased earlier, if you trade with your opponent with down 2, you can get a dark upper off of it. So, I want you guys to be aware of that kind of stuff. Another, like, good tool that we didn't exactly mention is Dark Upper in the beginner video. The reason why I did not bring Dark Upper up into this, into the beginner guide is because it is not an easy move to actually bring up or do for intermediate players. They're going to see the star in the middle of the move list for the move and go, what the hell is that? And probably not try the move itself, unless they are very, very integrated with Mishima-like characters, and or they can, you know, figure out what it means on the internet. To each their own. But Armor King, like I said, has all of these strong tools. He's got down back 3. You never want to use this tool out in the open in the neutral like that. This move is good, and it's got way better tracking. Well, not way better tracking, but it's way faster than it was in Tekken 7 by, like, what, 3 or 4 frames? It's faster than what it was now. So using this is good, and it's a counter hit launcher in this game. But I don't encourage you to use it often. Same goes with down tilts 4. This move on counter hit actually gives you a wall splat with both sessions here. Let me see here. Yep, you get a wall splat with both interpretations. What I want you to understand, or what I want you to start practicing when you're getting into the lab with Armor King, is practicing your wave dash. In order to attempt to practice your wave dash with this character, you have to press the buttons forward, neutral. Like, you don't have to press the neutral button, because neutral is just leaving your controller away. So you just forward, neutral, down, down, forward, and then you repeat the process. As you can see, the faster you go, you get better with doing the move. If you're going too fast, you will not be able to cancel. So, if you're trying to play it like King, you're not exactly going to get a true wave dash. But you have your options from wave dash that you need to understand. But another thing when you're in intermediate is that you want to understand what your tracking moves are. So you have moves like forward, forward 3, up, back 1, and back 3 plus 4. Those moves are extremely strong for Armor King, as long as you also pair them with his generic throws. All of his generic throws have tracking. You do have down back 3, which is a full homing move, and very strong, but it's not going to, by any means, affect you the way that up back 1 is going to affect you. This move, up back 1, is +5 on block, and it is a lot better than what it was in Tekken 7. They actually made this move viable. You can actually poke after this move, which is insane to me. You do have a strong move with an up back 1 plus 2, which this is your get out of jail free card, and it's -14 rather than it being what it was. I think it was -14 in Tekken 7, but it's now -14 with no pushback. So you do have this move here, which can actually charge it. I don't recommend doing it as much, but you can actually take advantage of the situation here, and it's neutral on block. And as you can see, it's +8 when you're in heat, because it becomes a full-scale, full-blown launcher. Really, it's a strong move, but it's not a move that you're going to just want to openly use, unless you are catching your opponent overextending. Or, if you have complete control of the neutral, you can actually take full advantage of this move. So, follow-ups for it, you're probably going to want to start doing down 4. Or, you don't have to do that, you could just simply down back 3. And then go for your Oki options afterwards, after down back 3. You have other counter hit tools with down forward 2, down forward 3, while standing 2, in which with while standing 2, you don't even actually have to hold the up animation anymore. I believe you can just press 2 too, spam it. Yep. Or you can also do the 2 into the blue spark version, which will grant you 2 more damage. To get the blue spark version, you have to do a quarter circle forward 2 input, I believe, or no, you have to do a Shoryuken input during the animation for the counter hit for while standing 2. And take note that this move is 12 frames and +3 on hit. Very good for doing this into down forward 1, or sticking back and watching what your opponent does because of the pushback, slight pushback on hit. Now, you're going to probably be very, very inclined to do crouch dash 1 with Armor King. As you can see, it's +5 and it leaves you at your opponent's face. So this immediately gives you the same amount of frames as if you would do forward forward neutral 2 without the stance transition on block. what this means is that this is an immediate, in-your-face mix-up for Armor King, because a lot of his moves that have a 10-frame startup at least will be completely advantageous. So you can do something like Giant Swing. Well, you could always just do this into down forward 2+3, or you could do this and go into a Wave Dash mix-up, depending on how much your opponent respects you. There you go. As a great example. So, I hope this intermediate guide somewhat helps you guys understand how Armor King functions, and if it somewhat makes up for the beginner guide in which I had messed up on. So, these guides I am not exactly amazing at, because I myself am a person that is very much self-taught. So a lot of these things come to me in a very not so professional manner, and I've never really put anything like these together beforehand. Alright, so then, the advanced guide is going to be showing up soon. As I guess, oh goodness, I think I forgot to talk about the follow-ups more. So, yes, I did forget to talk about the counter-hit follow-ups, or Bad Jaguar in general. Maybe I should just make an entire guide about Bad Jaguar. I think I'll do that in maybe the next video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope this video helped you guys out in any capacity. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye!
Shout his name!
Armor